Assalamu alaikum, guys. Today I want to talk about why I personally advocate polygyny and why I am not advocating monogamy per se. And what I mean by that is that I would certainly advocate monogamy if it were real. And I salute those people who are truly monogamous, who grew up, met a woman, married her, and remained loyal to her until death. You know, I would, I truly salute those people who have done that, and I really admire them. And I would go as far as to say I 100% support them in their monogamy. But why I do not advocate it? And let me break it down. You see, firstly, let me just be blunt and say that marriage is essentially a religious thing. It's a religious issue. It's something founded in religion. Or if it's not something founded in religion, it is something that is codified through religion. So yes, people may have had a natural tendency to join together, but then religion facilitates what that exactly means. Okay? And so the way people generally do monogamy in our time is that they basically go on a tasting festival and engage in many relationships with women or men. Women enjoy lots of relationships with different men, and men enjoy lots of relationships with different women. And when finally they have tasted enough of each other, random women with random men, entering several short-term relationships, they reach an age where they say, you know what, now I'd like to settle down and possibly have kids and start a family. And so then they choose the best out of what they have known of the woman that they have met, and they try to wife her up and now start a family. And so this concept of marriage is obviously not in line with Christianity, Islam, or Judaism for that matter, because all three of these religions in which marriage originates, essentially, at least from the Western tradition, demands chastity before marriage and chastity within marriage. Meaning, firstly, a person ought not to sleep around before getting married. And secondly, once a person is married, a person ought not to sleep around with other than your lawful spouse, or spouses, plural. So, why I cannot advocate monogamy is because I cannot advocate the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and advocate monogamy at the same time. Because the way monogamy works in the modern world is essentially in an extremely polygamous or polyamorous or polyandrous way. People who engage in monogamous marriage in our time, by and large, have slept around quite a bit before deciding to settle down. And when they have done so, they negate what monogamy actually means in these three Abrahamic religions. And therefore, I cannot advocate monogamy in our time, because practically, in every practical application of what monogamy would entail in chaste societies in the days of Christianity, in all practical terms, that does not exist. And it does not exist not because people lack the moral impetus to practice monogamy, but because the expectation is unreasonable. Okay, and so let me just end here, and say that, look, if you as a man grew up in one of these three religions and you remained a good, a good young man, you did not sleep around, and then finally you meet a woman that you really like, you settle down with her and you marry her, isn't it gonna bug your mind constantly what it must be like to sleep with another woman other than her? I mean, let's just be real with each other, man. Especially since you live in a world where most men and most women in and around, especially in the Western world, would have had anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15, 20 even sexual partners, and here you are, confined to this one woman for all eternity. Won't that bother your mind? And that's the reason why it very rarely happens. Okay, if you really need to dig under the surface of even the most happiest monogamous couples, you will find the odd fling here and there. Okay, used to be mainly from the men, but now it's both from the men and the woman. And so that's why I advocate polygyny, because I think polygyny is the only moral way that people can both have multiple women and at the same time not mess up society and all women out there. Thank you very much.